We're back for 17, part 17. It's 2734, 34. It's 680 questions this will be for this week. So, just a big shout out to Davey from Lisburn, Caroline down the Shangle there, is that there? Girls from the Hospice, and Josie and Bill got a 32. It's the biggest score so far. I think it was a 32 last week, and I was good going. And who else? Davey and Rita, and getting these wee chocolate animals. Right, before we go, I'll tell you about what happened to me in the... Got a tin of chocolate animals, a large tin of chocolate animals in the store. I had to bring them back because the seal was broken. That's another story. Right, we're going to go on to this quiz. Number 1. What's the name of the West End musical about the waves of Henry VIII? What's the name of the West End musical about the waves of Henry VIII? Number 2. Which musical started in 2003 and features puppets as most of its main characters? So which musicals that started in 2003 and features puppets as most of its main characters? Or number 3. In which British city was Dick Turpin hanged? In which British city was Dick Turpin hanged? Okay, number 4. Which comedy TV series was set on Craggy Island? And which comedy TV series was set on Craggy Island? Number 5. I think Billy Gray will get this here. Yeah. Which British comedy film from 1960 has a storyline about a bunch of crooks escaping from prison, doing a robbery, and then breaking back in again to jail, so having the perfect alibi that they were in jail? But some good actors in this. It was Bernard Cribbins, Irene Handel, Liz Fraser, Peter Sellers, and Wilfred Hyde White. He always played the wee vicar or something. That he looked the perfect vicar, like when you think you could call him Soapy Stevens in it. He was good. So what was the name of that film? About a group of prisoners that break out into jail. It was a comedy to break out of their jail, do a robbery, and then back into jail again, so they were the perfect alibi. It wasn't them, it's because they were in jail. So good film. Number 6. Who played the Birdman of Alcatraz? Robert Stroud, in the 1962 film. Who played the Birdman of Alcatraz? Robert Stroud, in the 1962 film. That was a good film too. Number 7. Who killed Jack the Hat McVitie? Who killed Jack the Hat McVitie? And number 8. Which BBC quiz show first started in 1972 and it's still going today? Okay, so what's the name of the BBC quiz show that started in 1972 and it's still going today? Right, you know the score, press the pause it, and then I'm going to give you the answers in 5 seconds so you can go over them again, or else pause it, write your answers down and see what you got. Number 1. What's the name of the West End musical about the waves of Henry VIII? It's 6. Which musical started in 2003 and features puppets as most of its main characters? Avenue Q. And which British city was Dick Turpin hanged? He was hanged in York. And Guy Fawkes, he was also born in York. Guy Fawkes, he was born in York too. Right. Which TV comedy series was set on Craggy Island? Phil or Ted? And which comedy film starred about a bunch of crooks and they break out of jail, do a robbery, and break back into jail to have the perfect alibi? Two-Way Stretch. Who played the Birdman of Alcatraz? Robert Stroud, in the 1962 film. It was... oh, I haven't got it wrote down here. Was it Burt Lancaster? Was it Burt Lancaster? I haven't got the answer down. I think it was Burt Lancaster. I haven't got the answer down here. Who killed Jack the Hat McVitie? Ronnie Cray. And which BBC quiz show first started in 1972 and is still going today? It's Mastermind. Right, write your scores down. We're going to go on to round 2. What's the only country in South America where English is the official language? Okay, so what's the only country in South America that English is the official language? Number 2. Who played Mrs. Robinson in the film The Graduate? Who played Mrs. Robinson in the film The Graduate? And number 3. What type of animal is a mandrill? What type of animal is a mandrill? M-A-N-D-R-I-L-L. Number 4. In which sport did Gillian Jilks represent Great Britain? In which sport did Gillian Jilks represent Great Britain? Number 5. What was the maiden name of Margaret Thatcher? What was Margaret Thatcher's maiden name? And number 6. What city was the TV series Dynasty set? Number 7. Originally known as the Gravelly Hill Interchange, how do we know this piece of motorway now? The Gravelly Hill Interchange. And number 8. Grenadine. You've heard of the drink grenadine. What fruit is grenadine obtained from? Okay, what fruit is a grenadine obtained from? Okay, pause it, and we're going to give you the answers. 5 seconds here. Have that chocolate animal. Number 1. What's the only country in South America where English is the official language? Guyana. Who played Mrs. Robinson in the film The Graduate? Anne Bancroft. What type of animal is a mandrill? It's a monkey. And which sport did Gillian Jilks represent Great Britain? Badminton. What was the maiden name of Margaret Thatcher? Roberts. Number 6. What city was a TV series Dynasty set? It was set in Denver, Colorado. Originally known as the Gravelly Hill Interchange, how do we know this piece of motorway now? Spaghetti Junction. And grenadine is obtained from pomegranate. Right, we'll go to the music round now. Get that one out of the way. We'll do a music round. Add up them scores. Number 1. Who had hits in the 70s with The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, Sundown, and Daylight Katie? Who had hits in the 70s with The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, Sundown, and Daylight Katie? Stone Ridgeway had a big hit in 1986. What was the song called? Stone Ridgeway had a big hit in 1986. What was the song called? Okay, Coronation Street released an album in 1987, and Julie Goodyear probably had the biggest hit on it, but it was released as a single. I think it was released as a single. It was on the Des O'Connor show and everything with it singing it. But what was the song called? Julie Goodyear, who played that Lynch, singing a song. She appeared also on the Des O'Connor show singing this. So what song was that Lynch released this song? It didn't chart. It didn't make a charts. I watched it the other day. It's not great. Like, the original's good one. Like. Number 4. Shakin' Stevens had 3 top 20 hits with Girl's Name in the title. Shirley got the number 6. Oh Julie got the number 1. But who was the girl in the title of his 1980 hit? Okay, so Shakin' Stevens had 3 top 20 hits with girls' names in the title. Shirley got the number 6. Oh Julie got the number 1. But what was the other girl in the title of his 1980 hit? Number 5. Mike Oldfield released an album called Tubular Bells. Which movie used this as its theme music? Mike Oldfield released Tubular Bells. Which movie used this as their theme music? Number 6. What was the name of the Beatles record label that they founded in 1968? What was the name of the Beatles record label that they founded in 1968? And number 7. Desmond Dekker had a few hits in the 60s and 70s. Who were his backing group? Okay, Desmond Dekker, who had a few hits in the 70s, but you can get it if you really want it, and the Israelites and all, but what was his backing group? And the last one in the music round. According to Dr. Hook's Sylvia's Muller lyrics, how much does it cost for 3 minutes on the payphone? According to Dr. Hook's Sylvia's Muller lyrics, how much does it cost for 3 minutes on the payphone? Okay, pause it. I'll give you the answers. We'll move on to the other 2 general knowledge ones. Okay. Answers. Who had hits in the 70s with the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, Sundown and Daylight Katie? It was Gordon Lightfoot. Number 2, Ston Ridgway had a big hit in 1986. What was the song called? It was called Camouflage. And Coronation Street released an album in 1987, and Julie Goodyear, who played Bette Lynch, sang a song on it, and she also appeared on the Des O'Connor show singing this song. It was released as a single, but it didn't chart at all, didn't get anywhere. It was These Boots Are Made for Walking. Shakin' Stevens had 3 top 20 hits with girls' names in the title. Shirley got the number 6, so Julie got the number 1, but what was the girl in the title of his 1980 hit? It was Marie. Marie. Mike Oldfield released an album called Tubular Bells. Which movie was this used as a theme music? It was The Exorcist. And what was the name of the Beatles record label that they founded in 1968? It was the Apple. It was Apple label. Mary Hopkins was one of the first artists signed up on it. I think she released it number 2. Number 2 on the Apple label. Desmond Dekker had a few hits in the 60s and 70s. Who were his backing group? It was Desmond Dekker and the Aces. And according to Dr. Hook, Sylvia's Muller, how much does it cost for 3 minutes on the payphone? The operator says 40 cents more for the next 3 minutes. 40 cents. Okay, add your scores up. I'm looking for around about the 28 mark this week. That's your target. Hopefully it's get 28. 32 is going to be hard to beat. Okay, number 1. Leo Tolstoy is best known for his 2 largest stories. War and Peace. What's the second one? Okay, Leo Tolstoy is best known for his 2 longest stories. War and Peace is 1. What was the other novel he did, the big one? Number 2, the film about escaping from prison called Papillon. What does Papillon translate to in English? And number 3, in Oliver Twist, what was the name of the cruel beetle of the poorhouse? In Oliver Twist, what was the name of the cruel beetle in the poorhouse? Number 4, which fictional school was created by Ronald Searle? Which fictional school was created by Ronald Searle? And number 5, what was young Tom's job in the book The Water Babies? What was young Tom's job in the book The Water Babies? And number 6, Atticus Finch is a character in which novel? Atticus Finch is a character in which novel? And number 7, by what other name was Sir Percy Blakeney better known? By what other name was Sir Percy Blakeney better known? Probably better get that one. And number 8, who is the main character in the 1958 book Breakfast at Tiffany's? Okay, who's the main character in the 1958 book Breakfast at Tiffany's? See, Billy will get them all of this round. Yep. St. Bill will probably get them all too. Right, answers. Pause it. Leo Tolstoy is best known for his two largest stories, War and Peace, and what else? Anna Karenina. The film about escaping from a prison called Papillon. What does Papillon translate to in English? Butterfly. Number 3, an Oliver Twist. What was the name of the cruel beadle of the poorhouse? He was Mr. Bumble. Mr. Bumble. And which fictional school was created by Ronald Searle? St. Trinian's. Number 5, what was young Tom's job in the book The Water Babies? He was a chimney sweep. And number 6, Atticus Finch is a character in which novel? To Kill a Mockingbird. Number 7, but what other name was Sir Percy Blakeney better known as? Sir Percy Blakeney? The Scarlet Pimpernel. And number 8, who's the main character in the 1958 book Breakfast at Tiffany's? Holly Golightly. We geography round for your last one. Add your scores up. Number 1. In which country would you find the port city of Tobruk? In which city would you find the port city of Tobruk? Tobruk. Seen it in the movies or something. There's a film called Tobruk, I think. Tobruk. Number 2. Glasgow, the biggest city in Scotland, followed by Edinburgh. What's the next biggest city? So Glasgow's the biggest city in Scotland. Edinburgh is the second biggest. What's the third biggest city in Scotland? And number 3, Antananarivo is the biggest city and it's also the capital of which country? Antananarivo is the biggest city, also the capital in which country? And number 4, Sicily is the largest island in the Mediterranean. What's the second biggest? Sicily is the largest island in the Mediterranean. What's the second biggest? Number 5, which country is made up of 26 cantons? Which country is made up of 26 cantons? That's number 5. And number 6, in which US state would you find Cape Cod? In which US state would you find Cape Cod? Here's a hard one. The hardest one of the whole quiz, I think. Anybody get this? Doing well. Which city has more French speakers than Paris? Which city has more French speakers than Paris? It's not in Canada. That's a tough one, that one. There's 12 million. Apparently there's 12 million French speakers in this city. Number 8. Which novel set during World War II follows the life of Captain John Yossarian? Which novel set during World War II follows the life of Captain John Yossarian? Okay. I'm going to go over a couple of them again and pause it here and I'm going to give you the answers. One word animal. Number 1. In which country would you find the port city of Tobruk? It's in Turkey. Number 2. Glasgow is the biggest city in Scotland, followed by Edinburgh. What's the third biggest? Dundee's the fourth biggest. It's Aberdeen. Aberdeen's the third biggest. Antananarivo is the biggest city in which country? Also the capital. It's Madagascar. Number 4. Sicily is the largest island in the Mediterranean. What's the second largest? It's Sardinia. Number 5. Which country is made up of 26 cantons? Switzerland. 6. Which US state would you find Cape Cod? Massachusetts. And which city has more French speakers than Paris? It'd be good if you get this one, because it's a tough one. It was Kinshasa. Kinshasa. That's in the Democratic Republic of Congo, with 12 million French-speaking speakers. That was a tough one. Number 8. Which novel set during World War II follows the life of Captain John Yossarian? Catch-22. Okay, Catch-22. So put your scores up and see what you've done. See if you can get over 28. And I'll see you next week. Have a good weekend.